Hi Collective, welcome to the channel. I'm Crystal, Divine Cosmic Messenger, delivering messages to you from the higher realms. So welcome in everyone. So we're taking a look at the current energies for May's end. We have the new moon approaching in just 48 hours. Yeah, it's the new moon in Gemini. Did I say full moon? I got distracted. Sorry. The new moon in Gemini. Okay, this is a very powerful time because new moons are very powerful for starting things, setting intentions, but we just had a movement of Venus into Aries. I keep saying Venus. Saturn moved into Aries, right? Which is ending karmic cycles, patterns. Okay, if you were in serving some sort of punishment, like a toxic karmic cycle within a relationship dynamic, or maybe with somebody, or just a situation, right? It's closing out, as long as you release it, right? And you've learned your lessons, right? But I keep saying Venus, right? Because I'm a Gemini Venus, and we in Gemini season, so my love placement coming out happily. But maybe we have some movements going on with Venus that I'll need to take a look into or something, because it's coming out. I mean, I'm a moon goddess too, so I don't know by Venus. But anyway, Page of Cups is coming out to me very strongly. I'm trying to get right into the cards. I can get talking. Yeah. There's the moon coming out very strong. Told you, we feel in this moon energy. We're within 48 hours out. Came out with the Tower and the Queen of Pentacles. For some of you, I'm hearing a bad mama Jamma. I don't know what that means. For some of you, you're realizing your power, your strength. You're commanding what it is you desire. Look, the Ace of Cups coming out with the Chariot. For some of you, you're realizing your worth, your confidence. That Queen of Pentacles, she's a provider, right? She's very prosperous, right? Fertility, prosperity, sensuality, love of nature, hospitality, sharpness, abundance, luxury, responsibility, resourcefulness, safety, creativity, confidence, and nature. Alright, so for some of you, like, you're learning your worth, you're starting to command the universe what it is you truly want to desire. With the Chariot here, you're definitely taking charge, action, and control over your world. Maybe some new opportunities are coming in with the Tower, or you're about to cause some Tower moments. Where's my camera? There it is. Okay. But let's see what else is coming out here. 4 of Swords to the 10 of Swords. That is 14 swords. Wow. You guys are definitely closing out some cycles. Whoever is aligning with this reading. Oh no, I just burnt my desk. 14 swords. You healed from a very painful cycle. Alright. You were put through it. I'm getting like you were tested heavily. Maybe you were hung up in something for quite some time. Could have been affecting your confidence level. Could have been something, which is why that Queen of Pentacles was coming out so predominantly. But it's interesting now as I see this 3 of Cups, you know, which came up before as well. Like, you're in this joyful energy, joyful occasion, satisfaction, reunion, uniting with others, happy times, hobbies, good fortune, playful. Awards, ceremony, harvest. Like, you're in this energy of celebrating, having a good time, whether this is just with people, places, right? See, 3 of Swords, you came out of some sort of heartbreak, pain, betrayal. This is something you healed from. Something was trying to keep you hung up, almost like delayed. I don't know if somebody was trying to keep you to their level, to keep you bound to them, because sometimes people will do that because they're not ready to do the work, they don't want to elevate with you, whatever. But they can come off as being like destiny blockers, swampers, things like that. You know, it's really just people are just envious, right, of people's energy, of their abundance, right? We see a lot of that coming out in the collective, or a lot talk about, oh, people are after your abundance and your harvest and your energy and da 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 and all of that, right? Look, the Wheel of Fortune is coming out with the King of Pentacles. Whoa. See, this is a destined partnership. Sometimes people, too, want to be with somebody so bad, right, that they can try to get in the way of like, destiny. of what's meant to be. Sometimes there's competition too. For suitors, I'm getting. This seems more specific. That's coming out now. Four of Wands. There's some sort of union. For somebody, there's somebody that's like in competition. There's the Knight of Wands figure that's coming out here next to this King, right? So for someone like, there's like a Knight of Wands, player-like energy, someone that's playing games, running games. I don't know if they were interference with the devil, kind of just like a distraction, but you know what? They ended up turning out to be like a handler. It's almost giving like a princess, okay? Like a royal, I'm getting like a royal princess, right? But it's like she was like playing around with like her knight, like her, you know what I mean? It's almost like she was playing around with the knight, but it's like her father like knew about it, but it was a way to protect her. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like this knight was like sent in to like prepare her. So it was like, but you know what I mean? But it's almost like, I don't know if everyone known, or maybe this knight even knew that it was like, yeah, I'm like the handler, I'm like the protector and all of that. I can't have them forever. I'm just, so it's almost like, it's given like this knight was almost sabotaging, like, no, like our fun's gonna be over. Like, if you elevate and turn into this queen energy and you're ready to elevate from a princess to a queen, like, we can't, you know what I mean? I have to hand you off to your king, you know? So it's this energy like somebody was like playing to try to keep you to their level so they could have you. That's kind of cute how Spirit's giving me the story like that. Right, so for some of you, like, you're realizing that, like, you realizing basically, like, you with the handler. Like, you know you with somebody that is, like, a protector of you, but, like, immature. Like, it's not, like, you're forever. Like, some of you could be assessing situations and relationships and, like, kind of, like, realizing, like, yeah, like, you know, like, I'm so fortunate, like, you prepared me for, like, for me to be the best version of myself. You got me to elevate, you got me to heal from my traumas, my wounds. You prepared me, right, for my kingdom spouse, right? But you could be realizing that somebody's not in fact their kingdom. You know what I mean? Maybe you thought that they were, right? Oh, I'm getting a download. As we speak, it's beautiful. I love it when I get downloads while I'm doing readings. Let's see what else is coming out. These three laid on my table. The Ace of Cups, the Page of Cups, and the Three of Pentacles. Okay, so some sort of collaboration is definitely coming in here. A social invitation, perhaps. Love, warmth, attraction, the exchange of emotions, gentle emotions, friendship, the depth, and an important message. There's a message of love coming in. Pages are messages. They bring something. With the Three of Pentacles, something is definitely coming in. Something is being given. Okay. What's being given? Something you've been waiting for. Something you have been patient for with the Seven of Pentacles. Maybe something you thought was not coming in. You know, sometimes we wait for results or whatever, and patience, right? And sometimes the harvest comes in and we don't even realize it because we've been waiting for so long.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, he's got all those pentacles around him. Sometimes things show up in a way you wouldn't have expected them to. You know what I mean? If you ever, like, sometimes something's right in front of you and you miss it because you're looking for something else, right? King of Wands, a charmer, power, maturity, intellect, ambition, assertiveness, independence, cheerful and energetic, loves a challenge, passion, loyalty, prestige, optimism, and generosity. Okay. I told you somebody's got suitors here because we've seen a King of Pentacles, a King of Wands, right? Okay, there's a Page of Swords. So somebody's gathering information. Somebody is like watching you. You have energy that's watching you. You could be unaware, But things like communication stood out to me on this card on the Eight of Wands. Communication is definitely coming in fast with the Eight of Wands and Temperance. Oh, this is going to be very beautiful. What's coming in is like, it's going to put you at peace. Like, you're going to get this energy. You're going to get some sort of communication where you're just like, wow, like I deserve this. It's almost like what you've been waiting for, like it's finally coming in. Like I don't know, you gotta figure out what this is for you, but it's coming in fast. The moon's bringing it, some sort of new opportunity, Knight of Wands, or some sort of truth. It says truth secret. You know, the moon reveals what was hidden, what was in the darkness, true emotions and feelings. Somebody could be coming in with that Page of Cups and the Moon and the Ace of Cups. There could be somebody that is ready to come give some sort of heartfelt offer of love or expressive love. Like something's coming. Smells like birthday candles in here. My daughter's candle got lit by my incense. I just put it on top of there. I got distracted. I love the smell of birthday candles. Sorry if you hear their games going right now. The High Priestess is showing right here in the Page of Pentacles. Sorry, I was reading messages. Good news, open-minded, realistic goals, persistence, thriftness, responsibility, realism. I looked at the clock at 12:02 too. That could be significant. Determination, materialism, theology, and internships. The Hierophant. What? That's the next card that I pull out with the Ace of Wands. Oh my gosh. These are two very spiritual cards. These are the highest. For some of you, you're about to be in a spiritual, almost a communion. I don't even know what that means. What is that? What did I say? A spiritual communion? Some of you about to be like in a spiritual connection. A high level spiritual connection. What is spiritual communion? What did I say? A spiritual communion is a Christian practice of desiring union with Jesus in the youth of Christ. It's used to preparation for Mass and by individuals who cannot receive Holy Communion. Spiritual communion is the way Christians thought the centuries have drawn near to Christ in worship when it hasn't been possible. I keep hearing that song, Found God. Somebody's literally like starting to love themselves, integrating the light from within. A spiritual communion is a personal devotion that anyone can pray at any time to express their desire to receive Holy Communion at this moment. Wow. Yeah, just coming up with the one. Maybe somebody's forgiving themselves or their sins or something that's been holding them back. Because I'm looking at a spiritual communion is a desire to receive communion when you are prevented from doing so, such as in case of a mortal sin or not having received your first communion yet. A spiritual communion is simply a prayer in which we profess our belief in Jesus' real presence. Okay. And likewise ask him to unite himself to us. Yeah, so somebody finding God. Beautiful. A spiritual communion. Getting online. This is beautiful. not being disconnected. I keep getting like stepping into the light, right? I'm not crossing over. I know people say that, stepping into light. Not that, no. Connecting, getting online with divine source spirit, not being in the darkness. I feel like somebody's been navigating. Maybe that's part of this karmic cycle. Like, you've been navigating life on your own, right? Being disconnected. Maybe for some of you, this is a lover getting online too. I mean, this is too with the Hierophant and the High Priestess. This is definitely, because I'm getting like a spiritual connection, like two coming together, but coming together and uniting with God. So like a spiritual communion, but it's also two coming together. So this is beautiful. Yeah, wow. I love this. Okay, and you don't have to be Christian. It's just that it's the label. It's a term that a lot of the Christians use, but that's what I'm getting. That's why I was trying to investigate it further. Like, I'm open to all religion. I'm one of my omni, whatever. Like, I believe in all religions. It all comes back to higher power, source, God, energy, right? So, I mean, you don't hold judgment. Religions are just to break down different ways and belief systems, you know, but if it's all leading to the highest vibrational frequency, right, of love, our creator, right, the highest vibrational frequency, and we are all one, we are all pieces of God, divine source. So we're all one. That's why many say it. Like, we are God. We are here in physical form. So we are all gods. Okay? When you're connected, when you're, you know what I mean? Like, when you fully integrate God, you take on, you know, and to me that's taking over your vessel, right? Not letting it get hijacked, right? By having the restraints and having the power to have control. You know, when you finally have control over your emotional state, you don't let the dark energy, the devil, right, energy, or you don't let things sway you to control you. You know, physical things, money, resources, material. As for some of you, maybe you've lost a lot of things. You've had things taken away from you. You've lost things, right? Because especially if you're connected too much into physical, and you have to lose those things, because that's not what it's about. We come here to experience these things in this 3D physical realm, but you've got to detach from that. You have to be willing to detach and let go of everything for God, for love, for divine, for you know what I mean, for oneness, right? You have to realize that that's more important than any physical thing, any money, any, you know. So anyway, that's very beautiful. Like, somebody is realizing that. Wow. All right, I'm going to leave this here. I feel like I got the message out. I cleaned up all my cards already. So anyway, I felt I got that out. This is very beautiful. I'm saying love and light to all of you. Definitely watch for every full gratitude. Bye, guys.